Coach, how about your thoughts here on trying to defend the nightmare that is Darius McGee?
I don't feel any different about our guys than I did at 6:30 because I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday how great we were. I would love to challenge some math freak to add up how many shots that I've had teams defend in my career. And I've never seen a guy make it opposite-handed from literally 40 feet with two guys on it. Think of that.
Yeah.
Think how big that number is. And he made that. On top of the one that almost hit the ceiling in Freedom Hall that was a double take if it went in or not because it never moved the net. Yeah. You know, and you can't let that affect how you feel about your players and their preparation and their effort because it was incredible. I mean, I'm not happy. I'm the worst loser that's ever existed. There's no. You know, I break the game down a myriad of ways. We've got to be more potent inside. We do. And we talked about it, and we talked about it, and we talked about it. And it's just so difficult. Like, I'm going to give people an example. We went 3 times Monday, and there's no punishment. It's only because we can go an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes because of limited bodies. And we can't break them down, and then when the game comes, we've got nothing left. To tell you how great these kids are, we brought them back Monday night at 9:30, 10, and 10:30, and the managers and Scoot charted every shot, and we shot 2,183 shots. That's after we'd already had film, practice, film, practice. No, excuse me, film, practice, film, practice, film, and we came back. And it was great. It was great. We shot 77.1%, just so anybody wants to know. And you know, I feel for these guys. I do, because I know this. Our preparation going into it was everything, and I mean, they were much the best. I mean, you give them credit. I mean, they make roughly 10 out of 33s a game, and tonight, you know, they're 12 out of 29. I mean,
with 2 Hail Marys.
Yes, which makes their 10 out of 29.
Right.
That's right. I mean, the end of the shot clock, we subbed, we did everything you could do, and he shoots it left-handed. And the moment it left his hand, it was in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, but he's the best player in the league. There's no question about it. He and Kyle Rote, I mean, if you break it down, they had 46 points. Kyle Rote, shooting percentages from the 3 and the 2 this year are down 9 and 8 percentage points from a year ago. They're both down. And he goes 10 for 16.
Yeah.
You know, they were incredibly well prepared.
And a lot of those were layups. He was getting a lot of easy shots.
Well, they were faking the handoffs to McGee, and we had not seen him do that.
You mentioned trying to get some points in the paint, get some points inside, without exiting 0 too much. How do you go about trying to teach that and get that done?
We have to post deeper, and we work on it. We work on it. Like when we post, what happens against a team? Like, for example, they had 7 steals. Well, they don't press. It's because we post so wide on the floor that it's almost right into their hands. We've got to post deeper in the arc. Now, is the game going to be physical and pushed out? Yes. But if you start at the block or the first marker and get pushed out, it's like where LeBron posts up. We don't have LeBron. If we post up in the arc and get pushed out, now we're at the first marker where we're supposed to be. I mean, I'll be honest. It's college basketball. But if you look at our last 2 games and you look at this game, the physicality, it's back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's back. Here we go. It's conference play.
It was tonight.
It was. Chucking cutters. That's okay. We have to adjust. We have to adjust. That foul called on Alec Free, that was on me. Because I told him, you have to cut with more purpose and be hard. And he did. He pushed through the guy. It was a great call. No question about it. But he got chucked the whole night. I understand his frustration. I do.
You know, he had maybe the most aggressive move I've seen since he's been here. He went after the offensive rebound and got it, and then got hammered twice trying to keep control of the ball. And no call.
There was 12 free throws taken. I mean, but it was consistent.
Right.
So you got to adjust. You've got to adjust. It just Gosh.
Do you see growth in, everyone, I guess, but, Pete tonight came out, made some shots.
Pete's watched as much film since we got back as anybody's ever been here. Pete was not a happy camper, and it showed. And he went out and responded in a great, great way. And I am incredibly proud of him.
A real good first half.
No, he did.
6 rebounds, too.
Just the 13. That's it's 48 turnovers in 3 games. You can't do
and
that.
13-2 on points off turnovers.
I know. Yep.
And I guess how do you go about correcting that? I guess that's the 64.
Well, we've adjusted practice. We're trying to stress it. We're stressing, and we will continue to do that. And all we asked them after the game was, you keep working that hard. We're going to keep coaching you that hard, and we'll get better. Now we're going to go to North Alabama Monday night, and it's going to be a 180-degree different game. Totally different game, different tempo, different athleticism, totally different. But you got to adjust. That's what happens.
All right. Well, that'll be Bellarmine will leave on Sunday then and play on Monday. That, I think, is a 7 o'clock start.
Yeah, I will say one other thing from a technical standpoint. We have got to do a better job of guarding the ball. And I'm not talking about the fake handoffs. I'm talking about just off the bounce and they take us. And it puts us in a tough situation. This crowd this was incredible. This was big time tonight.
Yeah, 2,800.
Coach Brom, the governor. I never saw the governor. Where was he?
I didn't see him.
No, I know he was planning on being here. Coach Olson was here. Coach Polio's here. Which to me is a lot. I've got to give out a prayer. Mr. Jerry Craig, Greg's dad. I brought him here tonight as my guest. He passed away Tuesday. Jerry Craig was my neighbor across the street. He's Alan's dad. And everybody's heard me a million times tell my story about my first time ever in Freedom Hall in 326 at the Final Four. Jerry Craig brought me. He brought me. And he was a brilliant, brilliant man. He was a great dry sense of humor, but he was a valedictorian, number 2 in his class at Manual High School. He grew up, right in the South End and went to the Air Force and then served through like AT&T. And back then I think it was Bell South or General whatever.
Bell South, I think.
Yeah, but he was just a brilliant man, no question about it. And my thoughts and prayers go to Alan, Karen, Sharon, Lisa, their entire families. I know I'll pay my respects to him tomorrow, but he was a tremendous, tremendous individual, and it's on all of us to groom these young people to be the next wave. We need them.
All right. Well, you've got one over there you need to groom.
Yeah, she needs. Thanks, guys.
Granddaughter Ren is here. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.